Okay, I'm going to show you how to start a Noro Striped Scarf. This was my first knitted project, and I have not been knitting very long, but I've done, probably 3 or 4 of these, so I feel confident in starting it and showing you. So I just did a slip knot on the needle, and I'm going to cast on an odd number of stitches, and I think the pattern calls for like 39, and just so I can show you complete rows, I'm going to shorten that up to like 15 stitches just for demonstration purposes. So your cast on counts as 1, and then just from the working yarn you'll count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay, now we're ready to start. This will be the first row that I'll knit now, and you start with a knit stitch, so just put your needle in the cast on stitch like that and come back from behind the needle to do your first knit stitch. And the second stitch is a purl, so you'll come to the front and wrap your yarn around and bring it through, and then you'll just make sure to put your working yarn to the back again to start to do the next knit stitch. So there's a knit, and then you bring it back around front to do your purl, and you'll just do knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl until you're at the end. So this is knit, bring the yarn to the front, purl, oops, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, oops, purl, and then the last one is knit. Okay, that was the first row. So you bring your needle back around, and I kind of like to straighten the stitches out. Now, as a new knitter, I wasn't really sure where to go from here. But one thing, if you can see, the purl stitches show as kind of like a horizontal line, and it's going to be every other one. The yarn's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see it as well, but you'll be able to see as you go on. So the second row of every color, you slip the first and the last stitch. So this is what it looks like. The first stitch is a purl, so you just put it on your other needle, and then I kind of tighten that up, and your next stitch is a knit stitch, so you'll bring the yarn to the back and then knit that, and then bring it to the front and purl, and then knit. And a girlfriend was telling me, well, you just knit the knits and purl the purls, and that makes sense to me now. but when I was first beginning, I didn't know what she meant. But like this next stitch, I can tell it's a purl because it's got that yarn in the front, and that's a helpful guide in case you forget which one you should be doing next. And the knits look different, the purls, you can tell. Bring it to the front, purl, knit, purl. And I am a beginning knitter, so I'm maybe not as fluid as some others, but gets the job done. Purl, knit, purl, knit. Okay, now there's one stitch left, and I've just knitted, so I'm going to bring the yarn to the front like I'm going to purl it, but I'm just going to slip it. So the yarn, the working yarn, will come down in front like this. And then you want to turn your work over, and now it's time to start with the new color. So let me get my other yarn. And one thing that helped me kind of keep my yarn straight, the working yarn of the last color you used, I kind of just laid it across the front. That helped me to kind of keep it straight. Now the first stitch of the new color will be a knit, so I'm just going to go ahead and slip my needle in like there, right there where I'm going to knit, and then I keep the end of the yarn down, but I want to come from behind like a knit stitch, so I slide that through, and there's my first knit stitch on the other needle. And I kind of tighten that up a little bit because you'll get a little bit of a slack, which is fine. But then the next one is a purl, so just slip in, purl that, and then I'll knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, and then knit. And this thread or yarn is also kind of loopy for now, but it should tighten up. Then when you turn the work over, you can just kind of give that a gentle pull. And so this is your second row with the second color that we're using. And this is a slip stitch. So we just take the stitch and put it on the other needle, and then bring it to the back so you can start going on this row. That's a knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, almost to the end here. last one, you bring the thread or the yarn to the front and slip that last stitch. So you're slipping the first and last stitch of every second row. Okay. And now I'll bring this yarn in front just so I can keep it straight here, and then slip the needle in, and I'm going to knit the stitch. So I just take the working yarn from the first color, bring it up, knit, purl, and then you just keep on keeping on until you have the length you want. And after you get this concept and know how to switch and know how to do the slip stitches, it's really easy. So there you have it. Thanks for watching.